Right, having a break from machine digging and going back to the good old fashioned wheelbarrow project I've been doing for quite a while. I've saved you the boring parts, but I've been cutting the track for about 3 other digs and got nothing. A couple of bottles I'm sure people have had before and thrown back. There's a lot of capping on it. It's an 1880s tip. It's very sparse. Maybe scavenged, or maybe they just didn't have the things to throw away. It's hard going. Boredom's a big problem because you can't find out. But if you do find out, there's good stuff to be had. So I've heard. Okay. Right. This is what we're aiming for. We've got the bottom of the tip. You can see just there. That's the smooth yellow clay bottom. Just above it there's like a bit of an orangey layer, yellowish, and that's where there should be bottles. Now this is where discipline comes in. I can do 2 things. I can tear arse in with a fork and go for a quick find. That's okay, but it's a bit short term. What I want to do, fork a bit of that out, put it into my barrow, take it away and keep going until it starts to cave in. The theory behind that is when it caves in, because all the ash above is fresh with bottles in it, when it does cave in it's basically fresh ash that'll have caved in. So when I come back with my barrow and I've got 2 days of shifting all the ash out, it hasn't been gone through, it's fresh ash, so that theoretically there should be fines in it, or there's a chance of fines in it, which I assure you makes it a lot easier when you're clearing it out aimlessly. So it's a matter of keeping your discipline and taking it out bit by bit. Well, been at it an hour or so now, a few finds. All I'm seeming to get are these pipe bowls, well broken. A lot of them have Masonic symbols on, like the hand there, it's some sort of Masonic symbol. But this sort of stuff you kind of get more in street sweepings. I think that's why I aren't finding many bottles. It's probably more, like I said, street sweepings. These older tips tend to be in really thin layers. They're tipped out of carts. What you need is obviously a cart that's come from a street or houses with household refuse in it. A lot of these big Yorkshire tips especially, it's industrial stuff, street sweepings, and very few finds. Press on. Right, well, another hour or so in, and the theme seems to be inks. No household again. That's Fields, who I know are in ink manufacturers. So it's all inks, except that. But that's, I don't know if you can pick the writing out, but basically it's Bradbury and Co. Oldham machine oil. So obviously, again, industrial settings where ink from officers, pipes from workers, very little sign of anything household, and that's really what I'm after. Right, well, I got my first full bottle today, which is not right good. And an interesting broken bit. It's a round bottom cylinder, very early. And the problem is it looks like it comes from Barnsley, so I suppose it's a blessing it's broke. Some at Reach Street, Barnsley. Sadly broken. Well, that's the sort of stuff I want, the narrow neck cod. Rylands and Co. Barnsley. It's the top of a baby feeding bottle. Had a few bits coming out now. Nothing on that one, a very early looking, what we call a grey-green glaze. Nothing on it, probably about 1850, 1860 that, but it had been in use for many years, so it's no good as a dating item for us. And on that note, I think I'll call it a do for today. Very little else, just the usual same old, same old. A bit of potential, needs a lot of work and a lot of time putting in. Alright, we're back on this site for some more torture. I've had to abandon the last hole I had, as after a further 2 days from last time I was filming I didn't take home one bottle. So started a new barra track a bit further over, where I've had a bit more household in the past, so hopefully I might get something to show you. Right, about 2 hours in, and just had a nice early looking piece. It's what we call treacle glaze. It's like a terracotta body and there's a brown like treacle glaze what you get inside. Looks complete, quite a big piece, probably a cream jug or something. Right, just as I'm getting a bit tired and fed up, something just comes out to inspire you. Might not look much to you lot who don't know, but what that is a broken nether wooden shore patent. It's worth £1,000 in good condition. Unfortunately I can't get £200 for that little bit, but if there's one there'll be more. So I'm in right place and right age for right stuff. Right, at last a bit of promise. You can see that. It's certainly what we think is a narrow neck. The top is, whether it's intact, it feels pretty firm. Let's see. Oh, bastard. Here's a narrow neck, but missing the bottom. It's real disappointing when you get a bottle like that. It's a South Yorkshire aerated water, very early. Cod's patent 24 on the rear. Bugger. Never mind. Just had 2 early looking ginger beers or porters, absolutely plain, nothing on them, both about 1850. Right stuff but no name, sadly. Right, you'll have to excuse me if I'm shaking a bit because what's just popping out, I don't know if you can see that, but I can tell from shape of that neck that that is a nether wooden shore patent, and it's in some real nasty. Oh, come on you two. Oh yes, come on. It is. It looks like it's in one piece. Let's check the top because it looks too. Oh yes, come to daddy. Come to daddy. It does look as though it's in one piece. It may be a little thick. You can live with that. I did have the fragment earlier. Lovely. Happy man. Okay, well, after excitement at last dig, which petered out to nothing else, come back to the same site. I had a day on here yesterday and I basically took about 150 barrows full out, and I know that because I kept a tally of them. Bit sad, but you've got to entertain yourself. That hole at the moment is probably about 20 foot face. I've taken about another 30 barrows out this morning. A few odd bits and bats coming out, but nothing great. Tally of broken narrow necks, patents, that's a Sykes McVeigh patent broken. There's the right stuff in, that's a Sykes McVeigh without any dimples. Bits and bats, a mixed stuff, but broken. Some very early looking Yorkshire relish bottles here, nearly look pontled that early. Small, a lot dumpier if you notice. So today it's a matter of finding something. Couple of finds. That looks like a glass mustard or something. You do find them on the 1920s tips, but this is a lot earlier. There is a diamond redge mark on the bottom. It's not very well struck, but it does look like the earlier type. They did change sometime in the, I can't remember the date, but that looks like the earlier one. To check it when I get home. The other find that I did have, I've just dropped with a clay pipe. There's a bit of it, and there's the rest. That's what's so frustrating about digging sites like this. It's a really early flat bottomed small sized cod. You don't know whether to be happy because you're getting them or that they're in here, or just fed up because they're all smashed. It's a tiny little thing. Adding to the frustration theme, plain lid, and that's quite interesting. If you like that sort of thing, it's a very early looking syringe or something. Still seems to work. It's got like cotton wadding round instead of rubber. It's an early chemist, James Woolley, pharmaceutical chemist, Manchester. It's that thick I've had to wet it so you can read it. Nice early lip, just not early enough. There, I'm just caving in, and right up in top, well top compared to where I have been, is a lid. I don't know if you can it's doubling. I can make out, it's got writing on. So I know it in. Oh yes, it's a nice early sheet. Bewley Evans, shaving paste Dublin. Seems pretty. It's a bit of a crack, a bit of a nibble on that side there. A clean up though. Too bad. It's a strange shape, looks a bit squashed. It's basic, like an umbrella sort of shape, but I don't think it's been burnt. I think it's just manufactured poorly. Or maybe we're just that deep down. Pressure at earth above it's crushed it or something. I don't think so. I think it's just manufactured like that. It's an early looking sauce bottle. It's got DE embossed on the base. It's actually Cross and Blackwell, I suspect, C&B there. Very early looking lip on it. Some nice sick on it as well. It's quite a long surviving pipe. It is broken. Still quite long. Bit of a lid theme going on, all plain. That was interesting. I thought it was, I don't know what I thought it was. I didn't know if it was a seagull, a seagull or clock hands. I think it's just stain that's seeped through. It's been buried for 130 years, whatever. It's a clean looking bottle. It's an O'Bridges chemist. Oh, doesn't actually say lung tonic on it. Another bulb top narrow neck type. Marble still in it. All the cods I'm getting are narrow necks, they're all broken though. A few other little bits. Early looking pub bottles, not a word on them. Chemists, nice tinge of blue. But again, not a word on them. Same again. Right, that's some of my finds today. Broken holloways, a jam pot, plain beer, even more bases and lids. Nothing decent. Right, you gotta know in this game, as in anything else in life, when you beat, and I'm just about beat on this. I've had 14 digs on this tip, which amounts to about 2,000 barrelfuls of ash. The only decent bottle I've got, but about the only bottle I got, so I think I'll go home, lick my wounds, make a video for you a lot to laugh at, and think of somewhere else to go.